the air pollution with their own vehicles, and also to reduce energy use.
Well, one of the things that that has to happen, and Mayor Caldwell is the person who holds the keys to this, is signing HB 411, which is an agreement with Rocky Mountain Power to explore cleaner energy. And so that is something that has to happen by December of this year, or it's gone. And it is a priority. I remember when I came from Salt Lake City Airport and I drove through Salt Lake City and it was a really bad inversion day, my first thought is, oh my God, what have I done? And then I got to Ogden and it got much better because Ogden has things that are different than Salt Lake does as far as geographic is concerned. And it's also one of the reasons why I went to the Weber County Commissioners meeting to protest the gravel pit in Eden, because particulate in the air is part of inversion and air pollution. We need to, and I believe that the city is already, as vehicles expire, moving to electric, and the city just did something with, we're replacing lights, and so the city is doing a fair job, provided they sign HB 411, but I would like to take that further. If I were elected, I would like to really invest in researching how we can bring cheaper power sources that are an alternative to Rocky Mountain Power, because it is doable.
Well, I appreciate the burden of responsibility for HB 411 being put on me, which isn't true. That would be a joint resolution with the City Council and my office and our administration, which we're really supportive of. One of my good friends, Stephen Handy, put that legislation forward. And just today, we were at the Utah League of Cities and Towns meeting. I'm the vice president of the Utah League of Cities and Towns, and we passed a resolution to support cleaner air and to make that a priority to the legislature. Utah League of Cities and Towns has a representative from every one of the 248 cities in the entire state of Utah. And for the Utah League of Cities and Towns to say, this is one of our 2 priorities this year, clean air is something that needs to be addressed, and a laundry list of different things, some of which we can enact locally, other things like building codes and building efficiencies, those are state codes that are set. And we asked them specifically to set more stringent state codes, building codes, and energy efficiency codes in buildings so that we can address that. 40% of what we see in our air now is from the building emissions, and we haven't done a great job on the state level of setting the code to a standard where we can start to talk about that. So we've been very aggressive about that, and we'll continue to do so. It's a big issue for me as well.
Okay. Thank you for the questions. I know there's some more, but maybe we can come up and ask those after. We've gone just past our hour mark, and the temperature is dropping.
But it's heating up at Ogden High. You can hear it over there.
You can hear it. We all need to make our way over there and support the Tigers. Yeah, let's give each of you a minute and a half to just give your final statements, and then we'll go from there. Mike, let's start with you.
Well, I appreciate you both being here, and Sebastian, I appreciate you setting this up. I appreciate Angel being willing to get involved in this dialogue. I know 2 people at the back, and Sebastian himself. When you put your name on a ballot, it's enormously uncomfortable, and I appreciate everybody that's willing to do so. So I appreciate being able to have these conversations with you and with the community. It's really important that we get out and talk about what's going on in our priorities. And there's another perennial candidate over here as well. It's something that is... Yeah, no, but I appreciate it. I know how hard it is. We appreciate you all being here. I think collectively we've all done it because we have a great love for our community. We want to leave it better than we found it, and we want to go to work on those issues. We may occasionally disagree on where the priorities are and what happens, but you can't say that we don't collectively have a great love for this great community that we're extremely proud of. I think we've done some amazing things in the last 7.5 years. I expect to be able to continue that. I've appreciated your support over those 7.5 years, and I look forward to your vote in November. Collectively, we define what makes this community. Ogden's done a better job of that, in my opinion, than any other community along the Wasatch Front. So thank you all for being involved and for your interest and for being here.
Well, thanks for sticking it out. And we all have Ogden's best interest in mind. We all want to have quality of life. We all want to have safe streets. We all want to have walkable sidewalks. We all want to be able to have your grandchildren and children live here, and we want businesses to be able to thrive here, and we want to be able to make sure that we're creating jobs for our Weber students that are graduating with multiple degrees. And my focus is on people. My focus is bringing it back to what's here right now, being fiscally responsible and looking at where it is that we need to improve. I believe that the basic function of municipal government is public safety. And everything else is wonderful, but we owe you as citizens a return on investment for the tax dollars that you trust us with. We need to be able to make sure that all of your infrastructure is working, and if we don't have money to fix it, we have to figure out how to fix it and have a plan. And I plan to be transparent with monthly report cards of what the city is doing and what we're working on, because that is what I am about, communication and transparency, and I'm accessible. I hope that you reach out to contact me if you have more questions, and I hope that I can have your vote on November 5th.
Okay, let's give these guys a round of applause.
And go Tigers, they're just around the corner.
There are some refreshments. Thank you everybody for coming and participating, and yeah, have an excellent evening.